Establish. The word establish is similar to the words create, build, make, and form. We use establish as a verb when describing how, why, where, or when something started. According to this sign, this business was established in 1905. This group was established in 1967 to help prevent the destruction of this wilderness area. Maria is trying to establish a good credit history by paying her loans and credit cards on time. Toon has established himself as a respectable member of his community. The police were brought in to establish order in an area that had known only chaos for 2 months. Bill and Melinda want to establish a treatment facility for children who have chronic diseases. The word established is an adjective. It usually means that a person or thing is recognized as reputable or as having good credentials. Stephen Johnson is an established member of the community. An established author is visiting our local bookstore this afternoon. David decided to buy an established business instead of starting one from scratch. To make the noun form of this word, just add meant to the end of it. The tavern that we usually go to is a very old establishment. The establishment of a government took 3 years. The U.S. Constitution prohibits the establishment of an official religion in the United States. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Estate. You can use the word estate when talking about property, land, and assets. Sometimes this word is associated with great wealth, but it can also be applied to average wealth. This estate is surrounded by orchards. They live in a large estate outside of the city. He's a realtor. He sells real estate for a living. Sometimes a person who moves from his or her house has an estate sale. At an estate sale, you can buy anything that's inside the house. Eternal. If something is eternal, it continues forever and without end. Many people pray for eternal life in heaven once they die. An eternal flame is a fire that never goes out. It's kept lit in memory of someone who has died. A grave is an eternal resting place. It's the place where a person is buried. Their love was so strong that it felt eternal, but it did not last. People who suffer the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to while here on earth may find eternal peace in the afterlife. God's love is eternal. The word eternally is an adverb. I shall be eternally grateful if you could do this one big favor for me. Sarah said that she was eternally grateful for the help provided to her family following the fire. Inscribed on the wedding ring that Charles gave to his wife were the words, "Eternally yours." The word eternity is a noun that refers to a place or a time. It's taking an eternity to get this project completed. Rachel was buried next to her husband, Oscar, ensuring that they will spend all eternity together. People who are deeply religious believe that they will spend all eternity in heaven if they live good lives while here on earth. I lay on the ground and contemplated eternity while looking up at the passing clouds in the sky. Etymology. When studying English, your teacher might talk to you about a word's etymology. The etymology of a word is the history or the origin of the word. Advanced learners of English are the ones most likely to have this kind of a lesson with a teacher, but it's possible some beginning level or intermediate level students would benefit from it. Why should we study the history of English words? There are two really good reasons for this. First, you will learn that the English language is composed of many different languages: German, Latin, Danish, Hebrew, French, and Greek. Understanding one of these languages will help you with your English. Second, studying etymology helps students realize that the meanings of words change over time, and that these meanings are determined by the people who use the language. We, the people, keep languages alive by using them. Teachers and academics try to enforce rules of grammar and usage on us, but the real language comes from the people. To learn English well requires that you interact with the people who use it. Take, for example, the word prohibit, which is a verb. The origin of this word is in Latin. Its use in English has been marked at some time around the 14th or 15th century, before modern English was spoken. People who speak French and Spanish will recognize this word. In German, it might be Verbot or verboten. As you study the origin of a word, you may discover that the word can appear in different forms. The word prohibit can be changed from a verb to a noun with a tion ending to form prohibition. In American English, a prohibition is a ban, or something is made illegal. The word prohibition is loaded with meaning because in the United States, we associate it with the Prohibition era, a period of time when the use or production of alcohol was illegal. Prohibit is a common word in English, but it's 3 syllables long, and many Americans would rather use the word ban, which is just 1 syllable. However, you still need to know the word prohibit because you never know when it might pop up in a conversation or in a news report, on television, or in the newspaper. There's no telling where the study of a word's etymology might take you. It will definitely deepen your knowledge of the language, but also of history, science, math, geography, and culture. In class today, students studied the etymology of the word private. Do you know the etymology of the word substance? The study of a word's etymology can help you understand English. Even. The word even is used for amounts and conditions. It represents basic English, but for some beginning level learners, it can be a very challenging word. I have 5 apples, and you have 5 apples. That makes us even. We have an even number of apples. We each have 5. The number 4 is an even number. It can be divided by 2 evenly. There's not a remaining fraction after the number 4 is divided. The number 3 is not an even number. It can't be divided evenly without a remaining fraction. You said you would do better in school, but you aren't even trying. Why are you laughing? This isn't even funny. Don't even think about quitting school. The rivers will continue to rise even if we don't get any more rain. Even the math teacher had a hard time trying to figure out the math problem. Even though I ate a foot-long Subway sandwich, I'm still hungry. Our team was losing by 2 runs until Jose hit a homer, and that evened the score 6-6. The hairstylist evened the ends of the girl's hair with a pair of clippers. That evens things for us. Event. An event is a thing that happens. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes it's recreational. Some events are scheduled while other events are spontaneous and unexpected. We have a special event planned for next week. The city is hosting an event for people with disabilities. Are there any upcoming events in your community? An unfortunate event occurred which caused the company to change its plans. Event planners pay attention to the choice of a location, the time of day or evening, and the type of people who are likely to attend the event. There are hundreds of different sporting events at the Summer Olympics. The 400-meter freestyle is a popular swimming event. What is your favorite sporting event? Soccer is a popular sporting event. In the event of rain, the game will be played at another time. In any event, the game will be played eventually. Sometimes an event is a very serious situation in which someone experiences a physical problem. Rudolph had another event involving his heart. Too many events like that one will require that he be hospitalized for observation. We're crossing our fingers and hoping that there will not be a reoccurrence of this event. Eventually. Use the word eventually when something is likely to happen in the future. It may or may not happen, but there's a very good chance that it will. Eventually, the team will get better with more practice. Vanessa hopes that her daughter will eventually get married. Simon hopes to find a better job eventually. Not brushing your teeth eventually leads to tooth decay. Eventually, both sides will get tired of fighting and create some kind of lasting agreement. The newspaper is late this morning, but it will be here eventually. Eventually, this problem will be solved. Things will come together eventually. The word eventual is an adjective. A bad habit of shoplifting resulted in Todd's eventual arrest. The eventual collapse of the company was predicted by the people who worked for it. We believe there exists an eventual solution for this problem. Ever. The word ever is an adverb that refers to some action in the past, present, or future. This word is often used with questions. Did you ever hear from the people who interviewed you for that job? Did they ever have a chance to see the Statue of Liberty when they visited New York? Have you ever eaten sushi? Has your car ever given you any trouble? Does Helen ever make it to work on time? Do I ever snore while I'm asleep? Does it ever snow in this part of the country? Will Antonio ever ask his girlfriend to marry him? Are they ever going to get their house painted? You can use the word ever with the word since when marking a time in the past. Ever since Tom went away to college, he has stopped shaving. Now he has a very long beard. They've had problems with their car ever since they bought it. Ever since she was a little girl, she has liked spinach. Every. Use the word every when describing one thing or one person among a large group. This word is similar to each. In the sentences below, every is an adjective. Jonah goes to school every day. Stacy does her laundry every Saturday. Every morning, I wake up at 5 o'clock to work on my website. A police officer patrols the street every hour on the hour. The word every is often attached to words like thing, one, and body. These combinations form pronouns, and they are singular. Everyone is here. Everything is working. Everybody wants to see that movie. The word everywhere, however, is an adverb. Don't try to use it as a pronoun. He travels everywhere with his laptop. Everywhere you go at this time of year, you'll see Christmas decorations. You can use every to form an adjective with the word day. Those are his everyday work clothes. Everyday assignments are posted on the bulletin board. On this website, you'll learn everyday English. Evidence. Evidence is proof that something has happened. A person who says something is true needs to show evidence. Lawyers who want to show that a suspect has committed a crime produce evidence. A broken window is evidence that someone broke it. Climate scientists have gathered enough evidence to indicate that the planet is getting warmer. There's still not enough evidence to indicate that self-driving cars are absolutely safe everywhere. The word evident is an adjective. It's quite evident that Tom is failing in school. It should be evident to all concerned that this plan isn't working. The differences in housing and the quality of life for rich people and poor people are very evident. Evil. The word evil can be used as a noun or as an adjective to describe a person or a thing that creates a condition of terror or lacks compassion for living things. This word is often used to describe people or organizations that gain power through intimidation and fear. Adolf Hitler created and carried out an evil plan to exterminate large groups of people during World War II. Under Pol Pot's evil regime, Cambodia lost over 2 million people in the late 1970s. The good people of Iraq and Syria have rejected the evil of ISIS and are now reclaiming their countries. Charles Manson was sentenced to life in prison as an evil leader of a cult involved in the deaths of innocent people. You might also hear the word evil used when exaggerating the negative qualities of a thing or a person. Yolanda thinks her boss is evil because he takes advantage of her limited English skills. People can say evil things on the internet when they believe they are saying things anonymously. That was kind of an evil thing to say. A car is a necessary evil. The decision they made was the lesser of two evils. Money is the root of all evil. There are many famous quotations from famous people who have contemplated the nature of evil. Here are just a few. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. All things may corrupt when minds are prone to evil. Evil brings men together. Evil is obvious only in retrospect. A person who does something that is evil is called an evildoer. Prisons are places for evildoers to contemplate their crimes. The work of an evildoer is often offset by the work of a saint. Accept. The word accept is usually a preposition that means not something or someone. Everything on the car works well except the brakes. Muhammad works every day of the week except Friday. Except for an hour or two, Jill didn't get any sleep last night. All of the students, except for a few, understood the lesson. I've given up eating junk food, except for potato chips. I love potato chips. Excess. The word excess means that there is too much of something, or the amount is more than what is needed. It's not healthy to eat to excess. People who live in excess of their means quickly find out that it is not sustainable to spend more money than your income will allow. Todd is suffering from an excess of gas in his digestive system. The number of applicants for the job openings was in excess of what the company expected. For 10 open positions, there were 200 applicants. After retiring, Jane needed to figure out what to do with all the excess time she had on her hands. The response to the emergency was in excess of the situation. By adding the "iv" suffix, you can create the adjective excessive. Miscommunication of the situation's seriousness resulted in an excessive response. Many who watched the trial carefully thought the man's punishment was excessive. Don't you think your anger over this problem is a little excessive? Excite. The word excite is used when a person feels good about a current or future event. The children were excited by the appearance of a clown at the birthday party. The clown excited the children so much that they began to scream. One child started to cry. The possibilities of a new job excite Nadia. The music played by the band excited the audience. The words exciting and excited are common adjectives. In this case, remember that a person is excited and a thing is exciting. It's exciting to see a live soccer match. Isn't this exciting? We're so excited about our trip to Europe. Do you feel excited about your new job? They're excited to meet their uncle for the first time. It was an exciting experience to meet President Obama. The word excitement is a noun. The teenagers in the audience expressed their excitement with loud screaming and cheering. The woman couldn't contain her excitement after finding out she was pregnant. There's a lot of excitement in the business community regarding this new construction project. Do you feel the excitement? Excitement is in the air. Exclude. To exclude is to prevent a thing or a person from doing something or from being a part of a group. The word exclude is the opposite of include. The simple form is exclude. The past tense is excluded, and the past participle is excluded. She was excluded from the club. The club excluded her. The company insists that it doesn't exclude people based on skin color or religion. Girls are usually excluded from playing contact sports with boys. The price shown on the car excludes taxes and fees. Some of the information in that report was intentionally excluded to make it look better. Excluding the sugar from that recipe will make it healthier, but it might not taste as good. The word exclusive is an adjective. That's a very exclusive club. They won't allow just anyone to walk in. They send their kids to an exclusive private school. The company has exclusive legal rights to the song. This prevents other companies from using it. Excuse or excuse. When the word excuse is used as a noun, it refers to a reason for behavior or a lack of action. Notice that the S in this word is unvoiced. He made an excuse for his behavior. If you are absent from class, you should bring an excuse to the teacher. Do you have an excuse? There's really no excuse for doing that to another person. Marta's supervisor asked her for an excuse regarding the rude way in which she spoke to a customer, but she had no excuse. That's a very poor excuse. He's a poor excuse for a human being. Excuses, excuses. When the word excuse is used as a verb, it's the action of providing a reason for something, usually misbehavior or an accident. Notice that the S in this word is a voiced Z sound. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Please excuse me. The man asked his wife to excuse his behavior. There's no excusing that sort of behavior. Excuse us, please. We have to get through. Excuse our mess. We haven't had a chance to clean up lately. May I be excused? Your friends all say you're fine.